the Lord. And verse 32, the congregation of those who believed were of one heart and one soul. This is how the early church was. The secret of their power was not only the fullness of the Spirit. The secret of their power was they were of one heart and one soul. They submitted to their leaders, they submitted to the apostles, and they were completely united. They were not a bunch of gossipers and critics, like a lot of Christians today. And they did not claim that anything belonging to them was their own. This does not necessarily mean that they sold all their property, but they did not say, this is mine. You want it, you need it, brother, here you can have it. All things were common property to them means you can borrow my scooter. You can have it. You want a place to stay, come and stay in my house. It doesn't mean that they sold their houses. Some people did that and they were free to do it, but it was not followed right through till the end of New Testament times. There was a time when people felt, we should sell our houses and do it. But the principle of being one heart and one soul and making sure that not a needy person is there, there was no needy person among them, verse 34. Not even one needy person. Because those who were owners of lands and houses would sell them and bring the proceeds to the apostles. And so nobody remained in need because those who had excess would help those who had less. This is how the early church lived, and their power lay there. And in that type of situation, you can imagine how some people would like to take advantage of it. And Ananias and Sapphira, we read in chapter 5, tried to take advantage of it. They said, this is good. We can belong to this group. I mean, a lot of people come to our churches also like that, because they say, oh, there are a lot of hospitable people here, there are a lot of generous people here. I'd like to be a part of this church and receive all the generosity of other people and all the hospitality of other people. Now, we got to be very careful. If we start giving out money like that in India, you know how your church will grow in size in no time and will get corrupt in no time also, because you'll get the wrong type of people. You'll get people who are not interested in righteousness, but who are interested in money. Like they talked about the rice Christians in those days, in the old days. When people came to the church to get free rice, got converted for free education, got converted for free medical treatment, got converted so that they get a free trip to the United States, something like that. It hasn't completely gone. Even today, there are people who come to Christian churches for some benefit for themselves, which they would not have got if they were in a secular job. You need to always ask yourself when you come to the church, have you profited financially by coming to the church? Then you are probably not in the will of God. The church is not a place to make financial profit, to make business contacts through the church here and there. A lot of people do that, and I've always found that they lose out spiritually. So don't take advantage of the church for your own profit. The church is a place to give. Businessmen will all be driven out of the church one day, those who try to make profit out of the church, who try to make contacts for their own benefit and gain. The church is a place where we are to give, sacrifice, not gain. Unfortunately, in India today, there are many people in Christian work who are earning 5 to 10 times what they would have earned if they were doing a secular job. So, Christian work has become profitable for them. And so, all the non-Christians look and say, oh, these fellows become Christians for the sake of money. How shall we shut their mouths? By showing them, I'm not doing this for money. I could have made more money in a secular job. I didn't come here for money. I'm earning less than half of what I could have got in my secular job. Then their mouths are shut. But if you are earning 5 or 10 times what you would have got in a secular job, how can you shut their mouths? This is the tragedy of Christian work in India.